From BS and Beer Media, it's Top of the Bleachers with Jason and Tucker.
Handoff, Smith coming right, trying to outrun the coverage, makes a cut, gets it. Oh, he's still going. Oh, he's going to score. He's got the ball.
Let's see what the guys are talking about today.
Yo, welcome into the Top of the Bleachers SEC basketball preview show today. Basketball's back, Tuck. What is up?
I'm just glad football's over. Well, it's not exactly, but it might as well be for Arkansas fans. So football's over. Time to move on.
It's not exactly over. I know what you're saying, but it's not exactly over. But
my interest in it is pretty much over. I mean,
we got a couple more.
Oh, I'll watch them because I watch anything sports related, but I don't have any dogs in the fight or anything.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, before we get started, be sure and hit that like and subscribe button for us. We really, really, really appreciate that. And if you want to join our Discord, there's a link in the description of the video down below. And come hang out with us. We usually talking during the games, hanging out. Come join us. Tuck, happy Friday, bro.
Yeah,
I came back from vacation. I worked a couple of days. Now it's the weekend. I'm like, yay!
Well, I had a crazy work schedule the last couple of weeks with New Year's and the holiday and all that. And then there was a doctor's appointment in there. So, I mean, it's been like work a couple of days, be off. So I figured next week we'd be back to normal. But since Jimmy Carter died, I'm going to have Thursday off. So
you're off next Thursday? Okay.
The post office is shut next Thursday. Alert. The post office is shut next Thursday.
Post office is shut. I think I missed trash day again. Now that you say something about days. Dang it. I think that's 2 weeks in a row. I know. It's bad. It's bad.
You're going to be that neighbor.
I've got a trailer out here full of stuff that I need to haul to the dump that I haven't done yet. I'll probably do that this week because the trash is full. So, what's I gonna say? I don't know. Anyway, what were you saying?
Friday.
You got off. I'm not off next week for any special holidays or anything. Next holiday I have off is the 20th, Martin Luther King Day, I believe.
Yeah, every time a president dies, there's a national day of mourning.
Mm-hmm.
And since me and Jimmy Carter were so close, I get a day off with pay.
Good for you. Wow. Was that taxpayer money?
Probably. I don't know. I have no idea. Supposedly none of your supposedly, okay, I'm just saying supposedly here, but supposedly none of your tax dollars go to the U.S. Post Office. It is a federal agency because we cross state lines and all that stuff, but it's not like none of your money goes to it. We're supposed to be self-sufficient, like we bring in our own revenue and everything. Now we run in debt all the time, so we're not doing that great of a job, but still.
You can hit the government up for some $20,000 paper clips or something.
No, I don't think it works like that. But we do have our own police. We have they're called
oh wow.
Oh, what are they called? Postal inspectors. They carry a badge and a gun and all that.
I think I've heard that. That's wild.
Yeah.
I don't have nobody carrying guns where I work, so I'm happy about that.
Well, the only time you ever see a postal inspector is when something has happened. Like they're not just walking around all the time with their gun on their hip like the cops are. It's like something happens and then they show up.
I got you. All right.
Yeah.
Well, man, I'm glad basketball season is here. Of course, I've been basketball junkie since all summer long, and so I've been ready for this already. So I thought we would just get into each team, talk about them, look at them. We're no professionals, put that out there ahead of time like we always do. Armchair quarterbacking is encouraged. And
are we gonna do this, since I think I know you pretty well? Are we gonna do this alphabetically?
It's pretty close. It's just straight off of like who was next on the ESPN list. I don't know if that was alphabetical or not. Because I lost Ole Miss for a little bit because I was looking for Mississippi and it wasn't there, and I was like, "Where the hell's?" No, it's not in alphabetical order, but close.
Well, who are we starting with?
Hold on, damn. Let me jump in here. Sheesh.
We said we was going to talk about it. Did you tell people to like and subscribe and join the Discord? Did you tell people to do that?
I did tell people to do that. Yes, I did. I hope they do that.
Big tells me we got another new subscriber. I don't know if it's a new subscriber or if it's one of the ones that you felt bad from my pity party I was having the 8 that left. But either way, we're glad to have you. Welcome or welcome back. Which either way
it ebbs and flows, man. They come and go. They come and go, whatever. Yeah. So it's cool. If they want to stay, that's cool. If they don't, that's cool too, man. Whatever.
It's cool with you. It hurts my heart when
I know it hurts your heart. I know it does. And that's weird because I'm the sensitive one usually. So it's strange that you're hurt by that to me. But
if they actually subscribe for a while and watched a few of the shows, I can only assume that they didn't like me. Okay?
Well, maybe it was me. Maybe it's me. They didn't like me.
It's a possibility, but most of the people that we run into really like you. Okay.
Okay. Well, maybe so.
I am what you call I'm like an IPA. I am an acquired taste. That's what I am.
Okay. Well, let's do some SEC basketball. Of course, we're Arkansas fans, but I've been keeping up with all the teams. So, and as crazy as this season's going to be, because these teams are all good.
Are they
pretty crazy?
That's one of my questions. That's one of my questions when we get to the end. Are they all good, or are we in for another?
There could be some pretenders in here.
I'm not saying pretenders. What if it turns out to be the whole SEC? Like apparently it has become in football. Like it turns out in football, the SEC always talks about, SEC's the best conference in the world. That we got one team left. We put 3 in, and we got 1 left.
In this case, though, we pretty much dominated everybody else for 2 months and haven't played each other yet. You know what I mean? So that's kind of why. No, if it was like half the league was 5-5 or something, you know what I mean?
No, the whole league has a good record. I mean, I think the worst record in the league is South Carolina, and they're 10-3. Yeah. So I mean, they've only lost 3 ball games, and if you look at nobody really has. Well, I take that back. There's a couple that have bad losses, like teams they shouldn't have lost to, but most of the time, most of what I saw when they got beat by somebody who was ranked or a good team or whatever.
Yeah, we'll look at each team here in just a second, and I think I got the losses on there. We'll talk about that. But here's your net rankings as of today. Arkansas actually moved up a couple because some of the teams that we played have won last night. So I think that bumped us up. But
we jumped up. Oh, I thought we was at like 47.
We were a few not too long ago, and then we've been steadily moving up. Now we're up to 37. So, all right. But you see, like everybody's in the top 85. You know what I mean? So it's pretty good. Here's your Ken Palm numbers. Now, these are hard to decipher and everything, basically, but you can see Arkansas come in about 37th as well. But there's SEC teams all down through here: Auburn, Tennessee, Florida, Alabama, A&M.
How do you get a plus?
Kentucky.
How do you get a plus 50? 52 .052 in luck. How do you analyze luck?
I know. I thought about this a while ago because I was like, "What the heck is that category?" I don't know what that is. How they calculate that? I don't know.
Are those like and ones?
I don't know.
How do you catch? All right. Okay.
I don't know.
I need to talk to somebody. I want to know how you decide one team's luckier than another team.
Yeah, I was wondering that too, because some of these down through
And
here,
what is like the highest luck is like, is it a negative or a plus?
I would think it would be plus, right? Negative would be bad.
So the Kansas City Chiefs got to be like plus 900 or something like that, right?
Yeah. Like Memphis is plus 0.12 down here, but
Yeah, what is
then
it?
Maryland is minus 0.071. It's like, or Texas Tech minus 0.117. It's like,
Somebody's got to explain this to me, man. Somebody's got to explain this to me.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know about all that. I just know that they figure all that up and they make a total net ranking there, which is next to their win-loss record. And then that's how they rank them. So Auburn has the highest net ranking at plus 36. So, and this is Ken Palm, so it's, it's different than the other ones. So, but anyway, here's that. And then we can jump into each team. So, first off, man, Alabama.
All right.
They got a bunch of dudes back, man. They got Sears and Nelson back.
11-2. Head coach Nate Oates. Everybody knows Nate Oates.
Nate Oates.
Got rid of the murderer, sent him off to the NBA. He's about the only one they lost, though, wasn't it?
That was a couple years ago, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Yeah, because Nelson came back and Sears came back, and then I think Philon's a freshman. Wrightsell is done for the year. He got hurt. He injured in, I think, I want to say a knee or something.
Yeah, but, in November, okay, so in the month of November, they beat Purdue, they beat Illinois, and they beat Houston all in November. I mean, that's a pretty good November right there. Then December rolls around.
Did you say Purdue?
Yes.
I have them as a loss. They lost to Purdue.
I had a win, 87-78. Was Purdue up on that one? I might have wrote it down wrong.
I may have wrote that down wrong because I think Purdue won that game too.
Okay, well, in December, they beat North Carolina.
No, they lost to Purdue and Oregon.
Oregon.
Yeah, they lost to Purdue and Oregon.
Alabama.
You're looking at...
What am I looking at?
You're looking at if you're talking about Brandon Miller, you looked at 2 years ago.
No. I'm not looking at Brandon Miller. I was just made a joke about Brandon Miller.
Okay.
I have them beat by Creighton. Did they beat Creighton?
Yes. 83-75.
All right. Well, I just read my scores wrong. Is all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did beat Houston and they did beat Illinois.
Yeah. Illinois, Purdue, and there was another team. Illinois, Purdue, and somebody else show up. Like a lot of SEC teams played them. Cal played a couple of SEC teams. Got beat by.
Yeah, I noticed Illinois played a couple of SEC teams for sure.
Yeah. Illinois, that's what I wrote down, teams that were similar, that were wins and losses, because they kind of helps you decide, like we struggled against Illinois, but we only lost to them by a few points. And the teams that have beat Illinois have, nobody's blown Illinois out. I
think Illinois is pretty good. When they hit threes. Last night they scored over 100, but they were hitting their threes.
Yeah, I watched the first half of the Oregon-Illinois game, and I couldn't keep my eyes open. I went to bed.
Yeah. Here we go.
What's up, Ham?
What's up, Ham?
Orange Ham?
Orange Ham. Dude, you said Google AI says about the luck rating. That's an idea. I might do that. Then college basketball teams can have luck. Here you go. That's what he said. Maybe he Googled it. But college basketball teams can have luck ratings that indicate where they're due for positive or negative regression.
Yeah, but how do
they calculate it?
Luck is such a random thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. All right. I want to be. I guess you want to be in the positive. Then I guess you want to be in the positive.
Yeah. So here's the guys on the team here, and then I put the Bart Torvik predictions over here on the right hand side. And you can see who they play, who they're predicted to win. Looks like they're predicted to win quite a few actually, but there's some losses in there too. They're predicted to go 11-7 in the conference, 22-9 overall, which is actually kind of low considered when they started the season. They were like preseason number 1 and all that. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
So they're still pretty good, dude. Still pretty good. And they play Oklahoma on Saturday, and they are predicted to win.
Yeah.
By almost 13. That's pretty crazy because OU's undefeated.
OU is undefeated. Who we got next?
Who we got next? We got the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Oh man, this is I don't know anything about this team.
I don't know much about them either, but
head coach John Calipari in his first year, his debut at Arkansas, got Thero leading the way with 18 points. If you're over 17.5, I'm just giving you 18. Okay.
Okay.
You got 18 points. He's also leading them in rebounding, which I noticed, not a lot of players are leading in scoring and rebounding. Not a lot of forwards are leading in scoring. A lot of guards are leading in scoring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lost to Baylor. Lost to Illinois. We beat Miami. We beat Michigan. Even though Miami and Michigan, we beat Miami by 3. We beat Michigan by 2. It's not like we were just, lighting them up or anything like that.
Yeah. Boogie Flan been playing out of his mind, the freshman.
Dude, we still have not had a game where we've had all 9 of our guys healthy. So still looking forward to that day when everybody's healthy and we can actually
be tomorrow.
Man, I'm hoping so.
I saw a thing where Kenny Payne was talking to the press and he said John Nelson's been practicing. So I don't know if that means he's going to play or not, but he's been practicing. So,
well, I need the Nelly that was at, that was last year's Nelly. That's the Nelly I need to show up. And he was starting to get his rhythm going, and then all of a sudden his wrist hurt. I don't know what that's about.
He's been hurt all summer with the wrist thing, so it's not something new, and that's why they shut him down that last couple of weeks, I guess, so that he'd be ready. I'm thinking because he'd be ready for the conference, But anyway, here's their predictions. They're supposed to play Tennessee tomorrow. They are predicted Tennessee by 12. Not unreasonable. Tennessee's number 1 at home. So,
Tennessee at home. I mean,
they got them predicted to go 8-10 in the conference, 19-12 overall. And
man, I don't.
It just depends on how healthy they are and if they can learn to play together once they are healthy.
I'd like to see. They look like they're coming together as a team. They really do. I mean, they're starting to share the ball more. We had 37 made shots off like 26 assists or something the other night, which is a good sign that you're sharing the ball. Not a lot of one-on-one play. We got to get out in transition. We're not very good when we have to set up in the half court.
Yeah.
We need to get out in transition. And our defense like all Calipari teams, your defense is what makes your offense go.
And man, as Boogie goes, we go, man.
That ain't no lie. Him and Thero. Thero can carry the team if Boogie's struggling, but man, it is so nice when they're both on.
I will say this: 6 in a row, and they won the last 3 by pretty much 30. So,
yeah, but
they were only beating those teams by like 15 earlier in the year. That was my point.
I get what you're saying. So, and the last game against Oakland, I was kind of worried at half because we didn't have that big of a lead, but we come out in the second half and stretched it out. So,
yeah, Anyway, here's your Arkansas Razorbacks. Then you got your Auburn Tigers.
Auburn Tigers.
These boys are good. Old Broom averaging 18 and 11.
Head coach Bruce Pearl.
Bruce Pearl.
In November, now listen to this resume. Okay. Now they've only got one loss. All right. In the month of November, they beat Houston, beat Iowa State, beat North Carolina, and beat Memphis. Okay. December, they lose to Duke. Okay.
Yeah.
It was a close ball game too, 84-78. It wasn't like they got a butt whooping or nothing. They followed that up by beating Ohio State and beating Purdue.
Yep.
So just Purdue, Ohio State, Memphis, North Carolina, Iowa State, and Houston. They've already beat them. Dude, that's put you in the tourney right there. You shouldn't even have to play regular season.
I know, man. I know. But look over here, Bart Torvik. Every game, they're favored in every game from here on out. So predicted to go 15-3, overall 27-4. That's pretty crazy if they go 15-3 in the SEC.
They go 15-3 in the SEC. I think that's pretty freaking good.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So,
because I'm thinking if you're an 8-10 team this year or a 9-9 team this year, you're getting into the tourney.
Yeah,
in the conference.
They're deep too. I mean, look at this. They got how many guys in double digits in minutes?
Yeah.
And getting points from 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 18. They're getting points from everywhere.
It's all spread out.
Team effort for them. So there's your Auburn Tigers. Then we got the Florida Gators.
Boo.
They're pretty darn good too.
You might as well quit saying that. Everybody's good.
Everybody's good. I know.
Head coach Todd Golden.
Yeah, right. Lover boy. I call him Lover boy.
Lover boy Todd Golden.
Yeah.
Yeah, Todd Sexton Golden. That's what we call him.
Yeah. Led by Walter Clayton and Elijah Martin. Elijah Martin's the dude from FAU, played with John L. last year.
Yeah.
Alex Connon inside, big man. He's pretty good. They got a 7'9" guy on their team, bro. I forget what his name is, but he doesn't get to play either, but he's a monster. What is that guy's name? It's probably that Victor guy down at the bottom. It's gotta be
they don't really have the resume that Auburn has. They're undefeated. Okay. Let's start with that. But they played a lot of cupcakes. Like their best wins, they beat FSU, they beat Wake Forest, they beat Virginia, and they beat North Carolina. But everybody's beating the crap out of North Carolina this year. So
true.
North Carolina is a lot, it looks good because they're North Carolina, but they're not really that good this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they don't really have that signature win that a lot of these SEC teams have.
Yeah. I see they're predicted to win most of their games here. They predicted to go 11-7 in the conference, 24-7 overall. And they play Kentucky.
First game out of the bag.
First game up. And they are predicting Kentucky to win by 1 point. So, and they're favored in almost every other game. So
at Rupp or at
Rupp? At Rupp.
If you get beat by only 1 point in Rupp Arena, that's almost a win. That is almost a win. That would be heartbreaking, though.
There's not going to be any bad losses this year, man, because everybody's quad one.
Oh, there'll be one or two. There'll be. Oh, you mean like as far as like your rankings and stuff?
Yeah. Like it's not going to hurt you really. You know what I mean? It's bad as normal.
Yeah,
still hurts, but anyway, there's your Florida Gators. Next up, we got your Georgia Bulldogs, who are a very surprising team. They only have one loss. They lost to Marquette. led by the freshman Asa Newell. I don't know if you've seen this kid play, but wow, this dude's good, man. He's pretty good for especially for a freshman. He's averaging what 15 and 6.
Yeah,
That's pretty good for a freshman. He's a forward. He's kind of like a big 3 or stretch 4 kind of player. You know what I mean? He's good.
head coach
and
Michael White.
Mike White. That's right.
Yeah. In November, they beat St. John's 66-63, but they lose to Marquette. All right, that's their one loss. They lost to Marquette 80-69. They took a butt whooping in that one. But they also, in December, they didn't really play anybody. Pretty much Notre Dame is probably their best win in December, and it was, a low scoring ball game. It was like 69-48.
Gotcha.
So I don't know, man. Again, Georgia doesn't really have that key signature win. St. John's, pretty good team from what I hear. They did beat them at the beginning of the year, but that's about it.
Yeah, the name stands out here to me is Samanto Cyril. Have you ever heard that name? He was one of Coach Cal's commits at Kentucky. And then when he got the job at Arkansas, they all went different places. He's one of them that didn't follow him.
Well, who wants him then?
Who
wants him?
He is a man-child, though, bro. He is like a cross between Shaq and Barkley as far as his build.
Really?
I mean, the way he's built. He's built like a freaking linebacker, but he's tall. But he's real raw. You know what I mean? He's getting to play actually quite a bit, so it's pretty good. 6 points, 4 rebounds. I don't know. I haven't seen him play in college, so I just remember seeing him in high school and stuff. And he was a monster in high school. So, but they're predicted to go 8-10 in the conference, 20-11 overall, and they play Ole Miss at Ole Miss tomorrow, and Ole Miss is picked to win by 3 or 4, actually 4 points. Yeah. It says 3.4, but can't win by 3.4. So there's your Georgia Bulldogs. Hey, your Kentucky Wildcats.
Mark Pope, head coach, in his first year with the Wildcats.
Came from BYU.
Came from BYU. Their big guys. How you say his name? Oleg Awe? Oh, I don't know, man.
Otega Owe.
That sounds better than what I was going with. Otega Owe. I like that.
I think that's right.
If that ain't right, it should be.
Yeah, these guys are all brand new. Pope had to go make a team. So all these guys are transfers. Lamont Butler was really good. Kobe Bray was really good. Jackson Robinson followed him from BYU. Amari Williams was like player of the year. I can't remember what conference he was in, but he's pretty darn good. They
like to shoot the 3, man. They want to put up as many threes as possible.
They do like shooting the 3.
Their most notable wins, they beat Duke,
Yeah.
They lose to Clemson, but then they follow that up with a win against Gonzaga, again a win against Louisville, but then they got beat again by Ohio State.
Yep.
So this is and their only bad loss, like the Ohio State one.
That looks kind of bad.
Yeah, 85-65.
Kind of bad. Yeah. Well, yeah, that too. But they lost so much.
But you live by the 3, you die by the 3. Your team goes cold one night, and that's what's going to happen.
Clemson's pretty good. So,
well, Clemson beat them. It was a closer ball game. It was like 70-66.
Yeah.
But that Ohio State one, they got run out the building, 20 points.
Yep, they're predicted to go 10-8 in the SEC, 21-10 overall, and they got Florida at home up first, and they are predicted to win by 1 point. So Good for kudos.
Be the only time you ever see me do that, Will. Right there.
Yeah, there's your Kentucky Wildcats, man.
If there's a team, I pull for every team in the SEC when they're playing, except for when they're playing my team, But Kentucky will be one of those teams this year that every time they play, I'm taking the other team and I'm rooting my butt off for them.
You gonna get us hate mail?
I don't care, man. They're a bunch of dickheads. I don't like them.
Oh my gosh. LSU.
LSU. Matt McMahon. That's the name of the head coach, Matt McMahon.
Okay.
I don't know if that's how he says it. He might be like McMahon. I don't know. Anyway,
how you say it either.
11-2, right?
Yeah, 11-2. Got 2 losses.
2 losses. Their big win in November, they beat Kansas State. But then they beat UCF. Boo,
Yeah.
In December, they really haven't. The 2 good teams that they played beat them, SMU and Pitt. I mean, again, this is one of those things where I'm wondering, like, is this going to be like the football SEC? Or do we think these guys are really good because their records are 11-2, 12-1 and all this? Or are we going to find out come tournament time that we overrated the SEC again?
I think there's going to be some separation once we start playing.
There's got to be. Somebody in this mess is going to end up at the bottom.
Yes. So
I don't know.
Not us. Well, LSU's predicted to go 6-12 in the conference, 17-14 overall. Tomorrow they've got Vanderbilt at home, and they are favored to win by 1 point. So they might start off the conference 1-0.
Could.
Anything else?
They're led by Carter, 17 points. They got a good rebounder inside. That's Corey Chest. Say it with your chest, Corey. That's right. And
let's see who we got.
I mean,
Cam
they're not.
Carter.
Yeah, they're not really like I don't know. Like a lot of these teams have that 1, maybe 2 dynamic players on their team, and I don't know. Maybe time will tell. Maybe when they get into conference play, somebody will step up and be that guy for them. I mean, Carter's not doing a bad job, but
yeah. All right. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about LSU. I haven't seen them play much. They're one of the few teams I haven't seen play much. I don't know.
It's because they haven't been playing anybody. You don't put.
Yeah, true. All right, LSU. Up next, Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Written down somewhere. Chris Jans.
That's correct.
Chris Jans, head coach. Hubbard's their leading scorer, 17.5 points.
He's exciting to watch, man.
He is exciting to watch. I've watched a couple of their ball games.
He's electric.
He's going to bring me anxiety when we have to play them at the end of the year. We don't have to play them until the very last game of the year, though. So,
Yeah. I think Riley Kugel, I believe, was at Florida last year, I want to say. That sounds really familiar.
Yes, I think he was.
I think so.
I think that's right.
And then, not a lot of star power on this team either.
Not a lot of star power, but
just Josh.
I've got a little something that when we get to the very end, a little trivia for you.
Okay.
And
let's see. On Bart Torvik, they're predicted to go 9-9 in the conference. 21-10 overall. Well, that's tournament worthy.
Yeah. Their only losses to Butler, and it was their only loss was to Butler, but they beat Memphis. They beat Pitt.
Pitt. Okay.
So they got a couple of good wins. They're not as lackluster as LSU or whoever else we were talking about a while ago.
Yeah.
So they've got a couple of decent wins. Predicted go 9-9 in the conference. That'll put you in the tourney. I'm telling you, that'll put you in the tourney if you go 9-9 in the conference.
That should get you in, I would think.
Because every night you're playing a quad 1 or a quad 2.
Yeah. Yeah, quad 1s. All right. That's Mississippi State.
Yeah.
All right. And you got your Missouri Tigers.
Dennis Gates.
Gates
is your head coach, 11-2.
Yeah. They're being led by Mark Mitchell. He's a Duke transfer.
Yeah, 14 points. I mean, that's one of the lowest averages to be the leader on your team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which makes me think that the ball gets shared a lot and a lot of other guys are contributing.
I didn't realize he was a guard. I thought he was a forward. That's weird. And Caleb Grill, I guess he got hurt, but I heard he's going to be coming back.
And then
jeez, they got
all right, they got beat by Memphis, but I'm going to give them a little bit of slack on that one because it was the very first game of the season. Okay, they kicked off the season against Memphis.
They got 11 guys playing double-digit minutes.
And they got beat by Illinois, but they only got beat by Illinois by 3 points. It wasn't like they got ran out of the building.
Yeah.
Now, they have beat Cal. And they have beat Kansas. They got a win again. They got a win against Kansas, which is
I saw that. Yeah. That was a big one. All right. Let's see. Bart Torvik, they've got them projected 7-11 in the conference, 18-13 overall. And they got Auburn up first at Auburn.
I think if you're one of these SEC teams that everybody's predicting, like 7-11 or whatever, I think you got to be shooting for at least 500 basketball in the SEC. Like, I think that is the mark that you're trying to set for yourself. Like, we got to get to 500 basketball in the SEC.
Yeah. You got to go 9-9.
I feel like it.
I don't know. We'll see. Some of these some of these teams are pretenders. We're gonna find
some
out.
Are pretenders. Plus, you got
one.
Yeah. Well, you got pretenders, and then you've also got teams that are going to do well in their league that nobody predicted, and that's gonna make less room in the tournament and all that. So they're predicting right now like we might get in 9 or 10 teams from the SEC, and I don't know how you can make that prediction this early in the season.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's all projections. Anyway, they 18-point favor or Auburn's favored by 18 tomorrow, so that should be fun for them to start off the season.
Well, I think you're going to be. We looked at it a while ago. You're going to be the underdog every time you play Auburn. Whoever plays Auburn is going to be the underdog. So you might as well get that through your thick skull.
They went 0-16 last year, so 7-11 is a pretty good increase. You know what I mean?
I guess, yeah. I mean, not
winning
1 to winning 7. Winning 7's a lot better, yeah.
Anyway, there's your Missouri Tigers. Your Oklahoma Sooners, undefeated.
Porter Moser, 13-0. Fears is leading them with 18 points a ball game.
Yeah, freshman.
And the kid's good, man. He's really good.
He is good. I think he was. Is that the same kid? No, I think he went to BYU.
So
I don't remember.
They're undefeated. So they beat everybody that they faced, and they have faced in November. They faced Arizona and Louisville, which is 2 decent teams and a whole bunch of cupcakes. And then in December, they beat their rivals OSU and they beat Michigan. They beat Michigan by 1 point, 87-86.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The 4-point play. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. They're predicted to go 7-11 in the conference, 20-11 overall, and up first, they got to go on the road and play at Alabama.
So you go 7-11 in the SEC conference. You end up 20-11, and out of conference you have Arizona, Louisville, Michigan, and OSU to your credit. I don't know, man. 20-11 with that resume out of conference might get you in the tourney. Who knows, man?
Right, 7-11 sounds kind of low.
I feel like if you're 7-11, you're one of the teams going into the SEC tournament, and you're like, "Oh, we need to win this thing. We need to win this SEC tournament."
Yep, I think you're right too.
But in the olden days, or my day, 20-11 gets you into the tourney. 20, they didn't have all this quad 1, quad 2 crap net rankings. 20-11 would get you into the tourney.
Yeah, you're trying to get to that 20 mark.
You were trying to get to that 20 win mark.
Yep. We'll see, man. Oklahoma undefeated right now, but again, we'll see. There's your Oklahoma Sooners, man.
Oklahoma Sooners.
Yeah, your Ole Miss Rebels, coached by.
Hold on a sec.
I know this one.
Wait. Hold on. I know he's in there somewhere. I wrote it down somewhere. Where did I? Ole Miss, Chris Beard. Chris Beard.
Yeah.
11-2. All right.
11-2. Yes.
Okay, I'm going to take a couple of shots at Ole Miss. Okay, I'm going to take a couple shots at Ole Miss just because they're Ole Miss and I like doing it. All right.
Okay.
So in November, they play nothing but cupcakes. Okay, until they get to Purdue, and Purdue beats them.
Okay. They lost to Purdue.
Okay. In December, they do the same thing. They play pretty much all cupcakes. They do beat Louisville. All right. That's probably their only signature win is beating Rick Pitino. And then they get beat by Memphis. Okay.
Pitino's at St. John's.
Oh, he's at St. John's. That's right. So you got beat by Pitino-less. So I think this might be one of those teams that is it might be a, what'd you call them all ago?
Pretender.
Pretender. Yeah, they might be a pretender. Yeah, instead of a tender.
Could be. We'll see. They're predicted to go 8-10 in the conference, 19-12 overall. First up, they got Georgia at home, and they are favored to win by 4. So, I don't know. Ole Miss, I've heard
they're led by that.
Say they're going to be good. I've heard people say they're average. So I don't know.
They're led by this Padula kid. He's a guard, 15 points a game. I don't know, man.
Malik Diaz I thought was going to be pretty good for him, but he's not done that great.
I'm going to make a bold prediction here, and I'll say Ole Miss pretender. I'm writing it down. Pretender.
Okay.
Watch them beat Arkansas. Second game of the year.
Hey. Arkansas actually favored in that game. So, there's your Ole Miss. All right, South Carolina. Led by Colin Murray Bowles. I like that kid, man. That kid I like him a lot. Actually, he's really good.
Head coach.
South Carolina. It's not Frank anymore, is it? It's
his name is Lamont Paris.
Oh yeah. Lamont Paris.
They went 10-3, or they're 10-3 right now, led by Murray Boyles, forward.
I like that kid. He's good, man.
Nick Pringle. Yeah, good. He's also leading in rebounds, which is good. Yeah, they got the Pringle kid.
He should transfer from Alabama, I think.
Yeah. In November, their first game was a loss to Florida, or North Florida. Excuse me, North Florida, not Florida.
Yeah, they lost.
Florida.
Yeah.
Then they lost to Indiana. This is all in November. Then they lost to Xavier. This is all in November. And then December rolls around and they don't really play anybody, but their 2 wins in December that'd be worth something, probably Boston College and Clemson. I mean, that's pretty much their best wins in December. So I don't know, man. They're predicted to go 5-13 in the conference.
Yeah.
So even though they're sitting at 10-3, and nobody seems to be impressed.
Yeah. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know how it's gonna go for them this season. Up first, they got Mississippi State at Mississippi State.
Yeah,
and they're gonna projected to lose by 10.
Their Indiana Xavier losses are forgivable. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, those are good schools, but North Florida, you're not supposed to lose to North Florida. North Florida was one of your cupcakes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's we'll see how it turns out for South Carolina, but here's some of their players and here's what their projections are. So let's see. Then you got Tennessee, who hasn't lost to anybody. Coached by
Everybody knows who they're coached by, man. Rick Barnes, man.
Rick Barnes.
Effing Rick Barnes, man.
Yeah.
I hated that guy when he was at Texas. He left Texas and he was like, you know what? I've got all this orange stuff. I don't want to really change my color. I think I'll just go to Tennessee.
Yeah, led by Chaz Linear, man. I wanted this kid out of the transfer portal bad, and we didn't get him.
Almost 20 points a ball game. Dude, they're a good team. They beat Louisville. They beat Virginia. They beat Miami. They beat Illinois. The Illinois game was a close one. It was 66-64. That was a barn burner.
Yep.
Matter of fact, all their losses or all their wins, they beat Baylor too. All their wins against good teams, except for the Louisville game, were all pretty close. The Louisville game was like 77-55. They just put it on Louisville.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're pretty good. Really good. Ziegler is averaging over 8 assists a game. That's ridiculous, bro. Leading the SEC, probably might be even leading the country. I don't know for sure, but that sounds ridiculously high. It's considered Boogie's second with 6, so that's pretty good. And then they got the Milicic guy who's really good, can step out and shoot. They're really good defensively. They're projected to go 13-5, 26-5 overall. And first up, they have Arkansas at home, predicted to win by 12
and a half.
12.
I'm sitting here looking at the losses. They think they're going to lose to Auburn. They think they're going to lose to Florida.
That's it.
Where are their other 3 losses? They're saying 13-5. There should be 5 losses in the SEC if they're going to go 13-5.
Auburn. I don't know. 13-5. I don't know. That's just the projections for now. I don't know. That is weird.
Well, that's why I'm here to point out the weird stuff.
Oh.
All right. Enough of that ugly orange. Get it off my screen. Who's next?
Bam. A&M.
A&M.
Still led by Wade Taylor, who's been there 47 years.
Coached by Buzz Williams.
Wade Taylor's been there forever.
He's been there a long. Boots. Is that the guy they call Boots? No, that guy was from Mississippi State, wasn't he?
If I don't remember.
Anyway.
Yeah.
11. They're 11-2. You see their 2 losses are to UCF and Oregon.
Yep.
The loss to UCF was the very first game of the year, and they lost 64-61. And then when they got beat by Oregon, that was in November too, and they lost 80-70. Since then, in December, they played their two wins that you'd say were significant would be Wake Forest and Purdue. They beat Purdue 70-66.
That's a good win.
That is a good win.
I don't know. Purdue's kind of overrated in my opinion, but
The UCF loss is probably your worst. Is probably the worst loss. But again, first game of the year. I mean, if it's going to happen, that's the time you want it to happen. Get it out of your damn system and let's move on, kind of thing.
Yeah, they're pretty deep, man. They got like 9, 10 guys at ball play. They got projected to go 10-8 in the conference, 21-10 overall. And up first, they have Texas at home, and they're favored to win 72-66. So, Texas A&M. Up next, the Texas Longhorns, coached by
Rodney Terry.
Led by Trey Johnson, the freshman. There's a lot of freshmen out there, man. I'm telling you, these freshmen.
This freshman's putting up 20 points a ball game. That's pretty freaking good for a freshman, man.
He's really good, man. Kaluma's good.
11-2.
Good. They got Tramon Mark.
Yeah, I know it, man. That pisses me off.
Yeah, they lost to Ohio State and UConn. That's their two losses.
Okay, they're lost to Ohio State first game of the year again. All right, and they lost 80-72. All right, they beat Syracuse. I don't know if that's a good win or not, but it used to be. That used to be a good win.
It used to be.
They beat NC State in December, and they beat UConn. No, they were beat by UConn. 76-65. So they don't really have that signature win either. You know, they've won every other game except those two up there. But those two up there should have been your signature. One of those or both of them should have been your signature wins.
Gotcha. Yeah. Predicted to go 8-10 in the conference, 19-12 overall, and at first they go on the road to Texas A&M where they are favored to lose. Not favored. What's the word when you're not the favorite? Underdog?
Yeah, I guess.
They are an underdog. Supposed to lose by 6, 72-66. So we'll see. There's your Texas Longhorns. And we got your Vanderbilt Commodores, who are off to a good start, too.
Yeah, and they are coached by?
It's not Stackhouse anymore.
I couldn't find the coach's name. That's why I asked you. And they are coached by?
Oh, I don't fucking know. I don't remember. Hang on.
They're led by Jason Edwards. He's getting 19 points a game. They lost to Drake 81-70, and that was in November. Now they beat Cal in November, and then in December, really the only two wins that were notable were Vautech and TCU. I mean, I don't know. Are those good wins? Those are probably quad 2 wins, right? Quad 2, quad 3, maybe.
Say it again. Say them again.
Vautech and TCU.
Yeah, they're not great wins, I don't think, but decent. So TCU should be decent. Their coach is Mark Byington.
Mark, what? Spell it.
Byington. Byington. Yep. He is I don't know where he's from, but Vanderbilt.
This is his first year, right?
Yes, this is his first year. Let me see where this dude came from.
I think getting beat by Drake. I don't know, man. Drake. Can somebody tell me where the University of Drake is? Anybody?
It's in Missouri, ain't it?
I don't know. That's why I asked. I don't know the head coach's name. I don't know where Drake's at. I don't know nothing about it.
Drake was undefeated until a couple of days ago.
That's where I've heard that name before. Well, they're undefeated because they
Yeah,
beat Vandy 81-70.
They were in the Missouri Valley Conference. The only reason I know that was because of Missouri State. And they used to play Drake all the time.
Okay.
Let's see. He
Got him
previously served as the head basketball coach at James Madison.
Okay.
He played in college, UNC Wilmington, second team all conference. Coach 9 years at College of Charleston. Coached under Bobby Kremlin. Coached, he's kind of been around a little bit. Georgia Southern. Yeah. Anyway, there's your coach, Mark Byington. They're predicted to go 7-11 in the conference, 19-12 overall, and up first they are on the road at LSU, who is favored to win by 1 point. And they are AJ Hogard is the kid from Michigan State who was there for a few years. They got McLaughlin, Edwards, I guess, leading them in scoring. He's been playing pretty good for him. I don't know a lot about. I haven't seen them play much yet either. Just a couple times. So there's Vanderbilt. Anything else on them?
No.
All right, and here is your Bart Torvik conference predictions. So you see there's a projected record. You can see everybody's record and compare them there. This is how everybody should finish in the conference based on projections and whatnot. You see there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 teams that are 8-10, 9-9, 10-8, you know.
I don't like it.
There's your predictions. You don't like it?
I don't like it.
I know, but
I don't see how, and I could be wrong. Okay. Let's say it finishes out exactly like this. Okay. I just don't see how a 19-12 team that's 8-10 in the conference is going to make the tournament.
I don't know.
And I know it all comes down to the quad 1, quad 2, this, that, whatever. And I realize there's some computer somewhere running something, but I just 19-12 gets you into the tourney. It just seems that doesn't make me very comfortable.
Yeah, but it's because if you lose to Tennessee, Auburn, Alabama, Florida, they don't look that bad.
Well, I know it might not look that bad. It's going to feel awful bad. Let me if we lose to Auburn, okay, I'm going to be like, no big deal. It's freaking Auburn. We lose to Tennessee, I'm going to be like, no big deal. It's Tennessee. Everybody else in the conference, I want to beat the piss out of. I don't. I'm not going to feel good if Florida beats me. I'm not going to feel good if Kentucky beats me. There's not going to be any kind of moral victory for me. Okay. Tennessee and Auburn, I can kind of see it because they're just so loaded this year. They're playing really well. They have signature wins against really. I gave you Auburn's non-conference. They should make it just off that alone.
Yeah.
But the rest of these guys, I went through it. A lot of these they're just as good as we are, or we're just as good as they are, whichever way you want to put it. And I'm not going to feel good if Alabama beats us, or if Florida beats us, or Kentucky beats us, or Texas A&M. I want to win.
Oh yeah.
And I will feel more comfortable if say 9-9, 10-8, you know. I'd like to be 500 or above in the conference.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just get to 9-9, which is one more win than what they're predicting, Then you're looking at 20-11. 20-11 looks better to me than 19-12. I don't know why, but it does.
Okay. Well,
So
we'll see. We'll see.
So
What
here's my I got a couple questions. What is a successful season, Cal's first year at Arkansas? Just making the tournament? Is that a successful season? Does he have to go to the round of 32? Does he have to go to the Sweet 16? What is a successful season?
I don't know. Depends on who you ask. If you're asking me personally, you're trying to pull Arkansas fans?
No. I'm talking to you. You're the only person I'm talking to on here. Right?
Well, for me, I feel like make the tourney in year one, and I realized he had to put the roster together late, but at the same time, it's basically the same roster he would have had if he was at Kentucky.
Well, not just that, but woe is me. Every year now, you're going to have to put together a completely new team. So
he always does that anyway.
Yeah.
So it's nothing new, right?
So cry me a river.
It's nothing new, right?
That's not an excuse.
Yeah, I think making the tourney, man, I feel like he's got to win round one to get the monkey off his back, to get this agenda that's always against him anyway. But I feel like he got to win round one. We got to get out of the first round.
Okay, let me ask you this. All right, let's say he comes up one, like he's one of the teams on the bubble looking in. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
But he goes to Rupp Arena and beats Kentucky by 15.
Would I be okay with that?
Yeah. Would you be all right with that?
It would help me live a little bit better.
I want to make. I'm not going to hold Cal to any higher standard than I'm going to hold any Arkansas coach that we've had. All right. So what I want is I want to make the tournament. That's what I want every year. I want to make the tournament, and then we'll go from there. If you make the tournament 5 years in a row and get bounced in the first round, okay, I'm going to have some problems. Probably around year 3, I'm going to start having some problems. Okay. But you make the tournament every year, you climb the ladder, make it to round of 32 or the Sweet 16 and keep moving up, and the program keeps building and everything. That's all I want. When tournament time starts and it's time for me to fill my bracket out, I want Arkansas to be on that sheet. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Although last year when we weren't in the tournament, I did much better on my bracket. Much better on my bracket when Arkansas is not in there.
I'm sure you homer.
Yeah, exactly. I never know when to knock them out.
All right. Well, who do you think is going to win the conference this year? You think Auburn's just going to run away with it and there ain't no talking about it?
Yeah, barring no injuries. This prediction is like we play the entire season with no injuries. Okay. Arkansas wins it all. No. I think it'll come down between a battle. If no injuries happen, it'll be Auburn, Tennessee battling it at the end to see who's going to win the outright championship. I think once you get into tournament play, everything changes because how much motivation if Auburn wins the overall conference and then goes into the SEC tournament and they're already going to be a 1 seed, what kind of motivation are they going to have in the SEC tournament to win it? But then you got a team like Vandy or Mississippi State or something that is vying for their life. Yeah. And they come out pumped up and want to run the table. And when it gets to tournament time, all bets are out. But as far as like the overall conference, I think it'll come down between Auburn and Tennessee.
Okay. I think it comes down between Auburn and Alabama. I think Alabama's getting kind of like they were really top high preseason and all that. And then people have kind of cooled off on them. And I don't think they should. He's still pretty good. Tennessee, I'm not sure about them just yet. I don't know. We'll find out more tomorrow.
Yeah, the one thing about Tennessee and Auburn that I can tell you is that from knowing their head coaches, they're going to be a good fundamental team. They're going to value the basketball, and they're going to actually run some offensive sets. Lots of times, and nothing against this type of basketball, but lots of times with Alabama, Arkansas, some of these other teams, there's really no offensive sets being played because we are getting down the court and shooting the basketball as fast as we can. Transition is our game, and we want to run up and down the floor.
Yeah.
But Pearl and Barnes, man, they've been teaching fundamentals since you and I were in diapers.
Yep. So here's your projections and stuff. And then tomorrow we got the games, man. First games start off at 10 a.m. Florida at Kentucky.
I'll take Florida. I'll take Florida.
Georgia at Ole Miss.
I'll take Ole Miss.
Arkansas at Tennessee.
Tennessee's probably going to win, but I'm going to take Arkansas.
South Carolina at Mississippi State.
I have no idea.
Missouri at Auburn. Vanderbilt at
Auburn,
LSU.
Yeah. Vandy at LSU, that might be a good ball game.
Oklahoma at Alabama.
That might be a good ball game.
Texas at Texas A&M. All these are going to be good, man.
All of them are, especially even the guys that were predicted down at the lower part of the league. I mean, when they play each other, it's going to be a slobber knocker, man.
Oh, yeah.
And the NBA should take notice. Look at this. ESPN, SEC Network, ESPN, SEC Net, ESPN2. They're putting college basketball on TV. People are going to watch it,
I think that's why they put it on there, because people will.
Okay. So we're 13 games in. Pretty much everybody's 13 games in, right?
Pretty much.
Who leads the league, the SEC league, in turnovers?
Who leads the league in turnovers? Like a person or the team?
No, the team. Total turnovers. 13 games. This should be interesting too.
South Carolina.
No, South Carolina is tied for 10th.
Okay.
Them and Oklahoma both have 145 turnovers so far.
Wow. Okay.
You want to take another stab at it?
Missouri.
No, man. Missouri's 7th. They're doing pretty good. They only have 137 turnovers.
I went the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas.
Arkansas is tied for 11, or we're at number 11. We have 157 turnovers.
Yikes. Okay. I don't know.
LSU has 172 turnovers.
Okay.
Who has the least amount?
Auburn.
114. 8.7. They're not even in double digits, man. They don't turn the ball over. They value the ball.
That's good.
The surprising one for me was Tennessee. Tennessee actually comes in 8th. They have 140 turnovers.
Yeah, I saw Ziegler averages like 3 a game, but he averages 8 assists. So his turnover ratio is good.
I can't remember what team it was I was looking up, but there was one kid on one team. I'll write that down at.
No tellings.
There was one kid that on one team had 43 turnovers all by himself.
Yikes.
43 turnovers all by himself. That was with no help.
No help.
No help.
All right. Well, that's your SEC preview.
It was Tennessee. It's the Ziegler kid, Z Ziegler. He has 43 turnovers.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. He averages like 3 a game, but he's getting like 8 assists a game.
Dude, every time that boy touches the ball, I'm coming to double team him because he's going to hand us the ball.
Yeah, hopefully. All right, let me put this up here. Bam. We just want to make sure that you're okay with your mental health out there. If you need help or need someone to talk to, you can call the national hotline 988. Get some help. Don't do life alone. Be sure and hit the share and like and subscribe buttons. Follow us on X. Come hang out with us in the Discord, all that stuff.
Yeah, before you hit that subscribe button, think to yourself, you're making a lifelong commitment here, okay? Once you hit that button, you stick with us, okay?
Oh, my God.
Okay. So that was our college basketball show. We hope that some of that was helpful, entertaining, informative. It might not have been any of that. You might have quit like 5 minutes in. Who knows?
Yeah. Like I said, it's our own combos about stuff, man. And each team, like I want to know about each team too. So, fix to play them. Right. So
you're going to get to know each team in
the
SEC because we're going to play them all.
True. All right, man. Well, I'm going to get out of here.
Do you like that format? Do you like us playing everybody, or do you think it was better when we were East and West?
I think you got to play everybody.
I think it makes you more familiar with everybody, like when it's time for the SEC tournament.
They were talking about going to 20 conference games instead of 18. So you would get rid of 2 non-con games, right, and play conference instead, which I think would be good. You could have another home and away, or you could have 2 other teams that you play.
Well, it's good in a way, and I could see it being more stressful on coaches because the beginning of the season, we're trying to get everybody healthy and getting a new team to play together. So playing these, Maryland School for the Blind and stuff like that helps,
Yeah, I know.
But it helps too to go and get your butt beat by Baylor. It helps to go and play, you can still play some of those exhibition games like we did against Kansas and Purdue. So, you still squeeze in some quality basketball in there.
Cal says you're either winning or you're learning. So
he put a little twist on it there, did he?
Yeah.
Well, I say
you learned.
I say you're learning or you're learning. Okay. You should even be learning when you're winning. You should be learning something. Okay.
Okay.
What was it?
Oh, wise one.
I knew a wise man one time named Clyde Guthrie, and he said, you learn something new every day. You do. You do learn something new every day.
Practically.
If you didn't, then you ought to go learn something before you go to bed because you should learn something new every day.
Yeah, well, what's Vanderbilt coach name?
Oh, crap. Binghamton or something. Byington. Something. Mark Birbiglia.
Oh my gosh. All right, man. I'm gonna get out here. I will talk to you later, man. Peace out. Happy weekend.
Go Hogs.
Go Hogs. Later.
Peace.
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.